change your mindset, because you look at it, nobody's really talking about it. Nobody really wants to face it. What are we doing here? You know, you're raised in a home that gives you all these messages, and they give you all these abstract feelings, and they teach you things that they was taught, whether right or wrong. And ever since they've been in the United States, ever since they came over on the boat and destroyed what was here, the destroyment and destroyers have not stopped. We are still being brainwashed. They brainwashing each other. It goes on and on and on. And now we have this Constitution that we're supposed to live up under, protect, and why did we need the Constitution? This is what I'm writing. The first draft was completed in 1787. Jefferson sent letters to Adams that it was lacking human rights to citizens. That shows you right there, they literally had to write a constitution to include human rights to the citizens. Now, so in other words, we can be living in a world where we have no rights. And they say it is like that in some communist countries, that they don't really have basic human rights. I mean, they say over there in Russia, you know, you could get killed just for saying something that they don't like. Okay, so that's why we have this thing called the First Amendment right to free speech. And why do we need free speech rights, okay? And it talks about two cases, Snyder versus Phillips. And this was this was pretty serious, you know, because it brings up the rights of a church that was going around protesting and saying things like the United States is being punished because because they tolerate homosexuals. And they was literally going to military funerals protesting this and going around with these signs because they're really against homosexuality, especially in the military. And they were saying that thank God for dead soldiers. I mean, they was literally trying to say that to people who are grieving the loss of their family members, friends, and associates, saying that that's what you get because the United States is letting homosexuality run rapid in the United States. So you mean to tell me that God is killing people because it's homosexuals? They would love to make you think that homosexuals are not human. But it's all right to kill. It's all right to steal, commit fornication, adultery. Those things don't have nothing to do with it. But it's just homosexuals. And why is they so keen on homosexuals? Because it is, they call it an abomination and going to hell. But why they hate homosexuals and transgenders and all that is because to them it is a personal attack on them. Which is so stupid, because if you look at it, we all is one step away from homosexuality. It's not a day you can't go by and see a woman sexually or a man sexually. Sexy is everywhere. I mean, you look at a woman, her boobs all out, she's half naked, and you're like, am I attracted to her? I mean, I'm looking at her awful long. You see, they think they are being attacked, and they're scared that they're gonna like a man that's now a woman, or a man that looks like a woman, or whatever. You know. And here in the United States, all over the world, you have to have an enemy, because people are raised in the Bible, and in the Bible you have enemies, and you kill your enemies. So all they're doing is implementing the Bible, because the Bible is about people, and people have enemies, and you kill your enemies, and you take over them, and you're right and they're wrong. Okay? But as far as the when they put the First Amendment on the books, okay, that's political. But these people call themselves Christians. They're not going by what it says in the Bible. Because in Ephesians 4:29 through 30, it says, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up. Now, are they doing that, all these so-called Christians? They ain't even doing it in the church. I don't see no wholesome talk coming out their mouth. See, they fail. See, their mouth and their brain is not connected. It's so disconnected, just like they disconnected from reality, that you cannot make your people happy and leave the rest of the people unhappy. That don't work. And you can't make everybody happy. So what do? Nothing. They don't care. And it says, according to their needs. So do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen, and do not grieve the Holy Spirit of God, with whom you were healed for that day of redemption. And it goes on. And then the next verse, get rid of bitterness, rage, and anger, brawling, slander, malice. Isn't that everything that they do? That they call themselves Christians or evangelicals. Sometimes I can say it and sometimes I can't. Evangelicals. Be kind, compassionate to one another, forgiving each other. That is so far from what they represent. And they get on TV and say all this stuff, and nobody ever challenges them. They just sit up and let them get away with it. And you know what? They got something for you. If you was to bring this up, I would love to hear the answer. You ask any of them what their favorite scripture is. They ain't have one. And see, that's what the free speech and what happened was Snyder sued Phillips. And Phillips, the church, said that that's our free speech. We can say what we want to say, but we are covered by the First Amendment. And the court said, oh, not for that. And Snyder sued them for distress, emotional distress, and he was awarded over $10 million. So, free speech, you have rights to say what you want to say. But you take a chance on getting sued, and you take a chance on having to pay for that free speech. Because for one thing about free speech, you done already said it. You can't take it back. It's been said. You know, just like that, what they try to bring up the scenario is you can't holler fire inside of a movie theater and ensue a panic and cause people to get distressed and cause a riot and people can get killed. Okay? And so you can't say what you want to say, but it's already been said. People may have lost their lives. They're still dead. So speech rights is only for monetary gain. Because what they've already said has already been said and you can't take it back. It can't be unsaid or unheard. And your feelings are still going to be hurt, but your bank account will be bigger. So that's why a lot of people be careful what they say. And some people don't care because they're going to say what they want to say and sue me if you like. Now we have to live with this Constitution, and every day it's always fighting over this Constitution, protecting this Constitution. You got some people saying they want to get rid of the Constitution, and what? And do what? They want to make up their own rules. For what? People want to be so famous. And they want to change things because they old and bitter. And they don't want people to be happy. You have people in this world that hate to see other people happy. Especially poor people. They can't understand why poor people is happy. And why do you have poor people? Where's that book at? And why do you have rich people? And that's just the saying. You're born to just, for the first 15 years of your life, it should be preparing you for the next 60 years of your life. But it's not. It should be, but it's not. Because we live in a world where the ones that are taking care of us have so much on their plate and not enough mind capacity to do that. Because you have some parents that have to work 2 jobs, take care of 5, 6 kids, take care of the house, go to church, go to meetings, and in the meantime, they have to instill in 5 kids life skills. That's wrong. And it shouldn't have to be that way, but it should be that way. But it's hard to be that way when you have all these other things on your plate. So you would think that the schools would kind of take up the slack, but they're not. They're not teaching them life skills. They're not teaching the basics on what they need to be mature adults, to not just make things better. But you just wonder too sometimes, what is the point? For the last 50 years, we've always been under the cloud of nuclear war, World War III, or some foreign war, or criminal activity, mass killings, or somebody breaking into your house, stealing your stuff, home invasion. I mean, really, I know, see, that's reality. And some people are so traumatized with how the world is that they can't really teach your kids the right thing. How to bring about a better future when the future always seems so dim. And then you have these religious people that's making it worse. Yeah, because most of the wars that are fought are over religion. And most of the people that do the killing are so-called religious people. And we're not living people to live holistically or ecological or even logical. Most of our kids do not love this country, love the world, the earth, the environment, or all of God's creation, creators. I mean, and plants, animals. I mean, how can you? When you literally kill flowers just to give to somebody, they grow all these flowers. People order these flowers. They go pick them, which is killing them, and send them to somebody, and they sit in their house, make it look nice and pretty for maybe a week or two, and then you throw them away. Everything is expendable. Same way with humans. That's why they was able to still do have slavery and able to just take people's lives for such simple little things. Oh, so this is just, and we don't talk enough about it. Yeah, it may sound like this is life, but let's talk about it. Let's give our kids a chance to maybe live a better life. Because right now, we are all stuck. And just think, in the next 200 years, we'll all be dead and gone. And what's going to be left? Have you ever wondered that? Your parents, your grandkids, their grandkids, are they going to be better off or worse off? And how worse can it get? Oh, we don't know. We've had a glimpse of it looking back. And if it was to go back that way, it's going to be even worse because we have all these things. People are not going to be able to survive because half the country don't even know how to sew on a button or how to even grow a tomato plant or how to survive in the woods. And I'm telling you, and when we heard about those 4 or 5 kids that survived in the jungle for 40 days, they weren't from here. So, see, some people is teaching their kids survival, but most of us just teaching our kids how to go make money and buy stuff. You can't make money and buy stuff in the jungle. But a lot of us are not thinking we might get stuck in the jungle. Well, it ain't got to be a physical jungle. It could be a jungle in your mind. It could be another kind of jungle. Because if the internet was to stop, the electricity was to stop, your gas would stop, how would we survive? Well, we're going to learn how to survive. We are going to learn how to survive. And we are going to talk about what Marcus Garvey was trying to tell us. And we need to do that because I'm telling you, United States and practically the whole world, but the United States is going down fast. And this is all we know is the United States. And it's going down fast because the United States has gotten to the point where they are letting idiots take over and try to run stuff. How can an idiot run stuff? And the black people here in the United States is getting more brainwashed to the point where they're not going to be able to help usher in a better future. You know, they're always talking about getting some form of money wise, which that's a whole nother thing. Restitution. Well, I can't think of that other word, but that's not going to work because we already know what black people do if they got a hold of a lot of money. It has to be come back in another form where it would benefit those who need it and know what to do with it in the way of inheritance. Well, thank you for all listening, and please continue to comment and to listen. And let's do this. Let's do it. We have to. Our future, our children deserve it. They need it. And they got to have it. Because we have to stop letting them go to the white man to solve their problems. Okay? You can't let the person that made the problem solve the problem. That has never ever worked.